For the past 6.5 weeks, we've been living in a van traveling from Calgary to Vancouver. We've hiked over 200 kilometers and explored some of the most beautiful scenery in the entire world. This was a trip of a lifetime, and here's how it looked. Yeah, I don't know if there's anywhere else we'd rather be right now. You've got the trees turning yellow, snow-capped mountains. Look at this. This is probably the craziest shit I've ever seen. It's hard to put into words how beautiful this is. It's like I knew this place was gonna be good, but I didn't know it'd be that good. It's that good, like I'm lost for words. Everything that I look at, I just cannot describe the beauty of it. This is living, man, I tell you, this is so good. Our journey through the Canadian Rockies started out in the breathtaking Lake Louise Provincial Park, tucked away in Kananaskis country, about 90 minutes south of Banff. Our first sight of the Canadian Rockies, and we're out in Kananaskis. Like I knew this place was going to be good, but I didn't know it'd be that good. So we've just done our first hike in the Canadian Rockies. We're here at this iconic spot in Kananaskis country. It's called Robson Lake. Dead set, when you walk out onto the lake's edge here, you're looking up at 1,000 meter tall rock walls, and it is absolutely nuts.
We were lucky enough to spend about 4 nights out there, just soaking it all in. It was so chilled and peaceful. It was a really nice spot to start the trip off. Banff was pretty special to us because it was like the last taste of summer we got before fall started to kick in. So we got to jump in lakes, we got to enjoy some nice sunrises. Yeah, just enjoyed the last bit of summer because it was still like the first week of September while we're there. Yeah, just the last little bit of warmth before things started to get a bit cold.
Doing a hike called the East End of Rundle hike. It's actually at the back of Canmore, which is only a short drive from Banff. Just made it up to one of like the main lookout points. This is so sick. We've just come down off the mountain, and we're just sitting in the front seat of the van, eating our dinner, look out the window, crazy mountain views. Literally just from eating our dinner in the front seat of the van, insane views just everywhere you look. Crazy. We spent about 5 days in Banff, and then when we left, we felt that change start to happen, and the moody weather was kicking in. Things were starting to get that yellow tinge to it. After Banff, we headed north to spend the next 3 nights on the Icefields Parkway, a 227 kilometre mountain road connecting Lake Louise and Jasper, known as one of the most scenic drives in the entire world. We woke up today at a place called Silverhorn Creek Campground, a nice little spot that's kind of secluded up on the Icefields Parkway. Holy, we just got our first glimpse of this lake, looking through the trees. About to come down to it now, and it looks absolutely insane. The Icefields Parkway was where the hype of the trip really started to build. The first 2 weeks at Kananaskis and Banff were kind of more chilled, kind of just soaking up our first time experiencing the Canadian Rockies. But by the time we got on the Icefields, we were starting to get ready to really start sending it for some hikes, getting a little bit more confident, like in bear country and that sort of thing. And we're just in the heartland of an adventure playground that is the Icefields Parkway, with crazy mountain scenery everywhere you look. It was truly mind-blowing, and it is something that you really have to experience with your own eyes. Our next stop along the Icefields Parkway led us to Rampart Creek Campground, a secluded campsite tucked away in the forest right at the foot of some towering and jagged peaks. I'd say that this is probably one of my favourite campgrounds so far. It just feels the most secluded because we're right here, tucked in the base of these giant rock wall mountains all around you, and everywhere you look at, the views are just absolutely insane. This view from this lookout here is probably the best view from a mountaintop I've ever seen. It's absolutely mind-blowing. After 3 nights on the Icefields Parkway, it was time to continue heading north to our next stop on the road trip. The views along this drive continue to blow our minds. Although this road is only 227 kilometers long, the potential for adventure here feels infinite. So our next stop on the road trip was probably the place that I was most excited for this trip. I was pretty hyped, and then we got there and it looked like this. You've got Big Dog Robson, the most iconic, biggest, tallest mountain in the Canadian Rockies, and it is just up there in the cloud. So we actually ended up staying an extra 2 nights to try and wait it out for some good sunny weather, and it was worth it. Big Rob Dog, he come out of the cloud and it was sick as. This forest we're walking through right now is hands down one of the most majestic, picturesque, and just nicest forests I've ever walked through. It's absolutely amazing. Just like everywhere you look, there's these giant trees that are just towering above you, and then you've got views to Mount Robson up through the gaps in the trees, and it's just beautiful. Pretty much every single mountain that we've seen on this road trip so far has been mind-blowing, but this one definitely takes it to another level just with the sheer size of it. Yeah, it is a very striking mountain to look at, and it's got this crazy perspective effect that, like, the further you get away from it, the bigger the mountain feels, because everything else just gets small as you get further away from it, but it's just still towering over everything. We've spent a good few days here, and now it's time to move on again. We're going to head back down the Icefields Parkway for a few nights, so that was definitely some really awesome scenery there, and I'm keen to head back there and explore some more of that area. So today we have woken up to absolute magical scenes. Yeah, I don't know if there's anywhere else we'd rather be right now. You've got the trees turning yellow, snow-capped mountains, everything just looks absolutely incredible. It's hard to put into words how beautiful this is. This is living, man. I tell you, this is so good. At this point, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's that good. Like, I'm lost for words. Everything that I look at, I just cannot describe the beauty of it. We camped back at Silverhorn for our last night on the Icefields Parkway and woke up to a picture-perfect morning. The best part about travelling the Rockies is the insane views you can get right from your campground.
Feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change.
This one's called the Helen Lake Trail. Once again, absolutely spectacular scenes. We started off like winding our way up through another majestic looking forest, and now we're up in the valleys, in the mountains, sick rock formations everywhere you look. Not as crazy as some of the other like jaw-dropping lakes and stuff that we've been to, but this is just a different kind of beautiful, and yeah, it's cool to see something different. We had plans to head up to some of these ridges behind us up here, but it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The rain's proper settling in now, and it's freezing cold and windy. So we're just gonna call it quits here and take this one as a win and start heading back down the mountain now.
So we hit Banff, we hit the Icefields, we're ticking off all the perfect spots. And then next up was the iconic Lake Louise.
Look at these views, like the videos aren't gonna do justice, but I'm telling you now, it does not get better than this. So stoked to be here right now.
That day though ended up being like a 26k day with the walk to and from the campground. So we were pretty knackered. We're ready for a rest day the next day. Woke up and it was perfect conditions. We had to make the most of it.
Yeah. Look at this. Absolute wonderland up here. Just golden larch trees everywhere you look. It is absolutely pristine. Being like from Australia, especially Northern Australia where there's like hardly any seasons, and then coming here and seeing all these vibrant yellow trees as you're hiking up the mountain was like being in a movie. This is probably the craziest shit I've ever seen. Valley down below is full of bright yellow larch trees and some of the craziest mountain scenery that we've seen yet, even after all the other stuff we've seen in the Rockies. This right here is arguably some of the best.
At this point in the trip, we're a couple weeks in.
It's getting to the point now where we're just like, how the hell can it possibly get any better? And then it somehow does.
And then we rock up at Yoho.
Yoho National Park takes it to another level. Today we're out in Yoho National Park and we're heading out on another hike. Everything is super yellow and orange, very vibrant colors, and it just contrasts so beautifully up against the green pine trees. Alrighty, so we've made it up here to the Paget Peak Fire Hut Lookout, and check out this hut. This is so sick, right up in the mountains with some absolutely insane views out into the valleys and the surrounding mountains. So we got up nice and early this morning because we have an absolutely massive day today. As you can see, We're walking a road, and this road leads to what is kind of hyped up as one of the most beautiful places in the Canadian Rockies, if not the entire world.
We've got about 11k walk along the road because they've closed the road to the public now. And then Jack's got some hikes lined up once we're actually at the lake.
So it's a 22-kilometer return hike just to get to the lake alone, let alone anything else you want to do when we get there.
But even just walking along this road, like, the views are insane. There's just giant mountains around you everywhere. So it's really, really epic. And I'm very excited to get to this famous lake.
I think one of the things I love most about autumn time is, look at this. You're in a green forest and you walk out here straight into beautiful orange larch trees. How good is that? Made it up to this lookout. How good is this? So the time is currently about 5 to 7. It's been a huge day. We racked up about 24 Ks before we even left to walk this road back. And then we've got to do this 11 kilometers down this road. Seen some incredible scenery today, and it was definitely worth doing the big day to come out and check it out.
The plan after Yoho was to head to Radium, and I think it came at the most perfect time because after doing a 34k hike, my feet needed a break. We were exhausted, and we needed just a couple days just to chill out and relax.
Kick the feet up.
Yeah.
Like at this point, we were just starting to feel burnt out. So heading out to Radium and just relaxing for a few days was something that we really needed, so that we could sort of rejuvenate ourselves to have energy for the rest of the trip.
Keep going and finish off with some epic hikes.
Yeah. Back out here on the trails again, and we've got a huge day ahead of us today. 22k return hike out to an awesome spot called Floe Lake. It's out in Kootenay National Park, which we've drove out to the trailhead from Radium Hot Springs. We're out here nice and early, getting a head start on it. This autumn season just keeps getting more and more magical every time we go out on a hike. You just got insanely vibrant yellow trees. They look so sick up against the green pine trees. And yeah, it's just stoked to be out here and so keen to see the spot today. Just past halfway. Have a look at this. This mountain behind me, that's where we're going. Floe Lake is at the base of that, and it has got a beautiful fresh dumping of snow on it, and it looks absolutely sick as up there. The next day, it was time to start making our way west towards Vancouver, with our next stop being another iconic national park in the Rockies. Walking up another beautiful alpine rainforest, some nice lush greens, beautiful big trees, and sick mountain views out through the trees so far. So I can't wait to get up to the top and see how epic the views are up there. We've made it up to one of the prominent lookout spots up on the Abbott Ridge Trail. Absolutely next level scenery, just like every other hike we've been on this trip. It's just mind-blowing scenery everywhere you look. Hectic mountains, glaciers left, right and center. Yeah, it's just madness, and we're stoked to be up here. Woo!
When we got to Revelstoke, we instantly loved the place. Like, it's such a vibey little mountain town.
It's such a nice little spot there, and we were there in such a magical time too. Like, literally vibrant red trees, vibrant yellow and orange everywhere you look. It was a really magical time to be there. We were there in the second week of October. So today is our last day in Revelstoke, and there's something pretty exciting happening tonight. So there's a forecast for the Northern Lights to have like really strong activity, like pretty much nearly as good as it gets. And we've got a clear arvo here in Revelstoke, like super clear skies. We have dead set found the perfect spot to see the Northern Lights tonight. Like dead set on this nice little like grass path leading up to the perfect point of view leading straight north. Like that direction there is directly north. Perfect lineup, clear view. So this is definitely the most magical night we've ever experienced.
I remember when we were booking this trip and looking into like everything that we could do, and I said to Jack, I was like, the Northern Lights, we have to see the Northern Lights. And then I was Googling it, like trying to find best location, best time, like what are the odds that we're going to actually experience it. And then to see what we saw was like the most magical experience.
Seeing the Northern Lights was probably the best possible way to finish our time in the Rocky Mountains, but it's not the end of our road trip yet. The next day, it's time for us to finally move away from the Rocky Mountains, and we're heading over to the coastal mountains of British Columbia.
With only a week left of the road trip and nothing but rain forecasted, it was getting pretty obvious that everything was coming to an end, and we were starting to really feel it, which sucks.
Yeah, it was really starting to creep up on us. Like, we've just been doing so much stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, holy shit, we've only got 1 week left of this road trip. But we got lucky with one more day of sunshine to get out on one more epic hike, And this one, it did not disappoint. It was pretty sick. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna finish the video here. Vibes are high right now. It's just incredible views all around us. And yeah, we've only got about 3 or 4 days left of the trip. We got lucky with one more day of good weather. And yeah, it really come through. Like the last hike of the trip definitely goes up there in the top 5. It is just madness up here. Here's the shot right now.